Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio today, DeWitt County Sheriff Mike Walker. Sheriff, you're looking tan. I think you've been somewhere lately.
No, haven't been nowhere, buddy.
Haven't been nowhere.
My name's not Vogels. You look at, you had Chief Flowers in here yesterday, you got me in today. You know, us hard-working law enforcement administrators actually come here. Vogelsang calls in from someplace. I hope he's listening so he can hear that.
In a discreet location.
That's right.
Yeah, no. But I really like Sheriff. I really do.
He's a great guy.
He's fun. Yeah, I love the back and forth you guys have. But at any rate, Sheriff, I know one thing that's probably been really occupying your time lately is trying to find leadership for the 911 center. Tony Harris had filled that role for years and years, and it's kind of one of those things you just get used to that stability there, and then when all of a sudden it's gone, your world's thrown into a loop. So what's been going on lately?
Well, yeah, we knew Tony was going to be leaving eventually. He'd been talking about retirement and different things for a while, and then the opportunity at the city came up, and it's been a process, partly because that position was created and Tony has been the only person that had that position. Mm-hmm. So when we knew that he was going to be leaving, whether it was through retirement or this position, we put together a group of county board members. We had the county board chairman, the finance committee chairman, public safety chairman, Dee Dee Rentmeister, county manager, Chief Flowers, myself, Tony, and Tom Ferris, the ETSB board chairman, all got together and actually talking about Mark Vogelsang, reached out to him to see if they had a job description that they used, because they just went through this process here a couple years ago. So he sent that to me, and we reviewed that. And Tony's position was two positions actually. It was the 911 manager and the CENTCOM manager. Well, initially, not knowing who we were going to get, we considered breaking that into two separate positions: a 911 systems manager, that's how it's labeled by state statute, and then a CENTCOM supervisor. Mm-hmm. Well, as we went through this process, we got looking at it and determined that there really probably wasn't going to be enough work to have somebody doing the CENTCOM supervisor stuff full time, as we have a lead telecommunicator. So we went back.
So
and
when
forth.
you broke it in two, you would have like one full time, one part time.
No, we would have had two full time.
Oh, you would have had two full time.
Yeah, so we went back to back and forth, and then we decided that we are going to have this position as it was with Tony. It's going to be 911 systems manager and CENTCOM supervisor. So we put out the notice that we were looking for this person, and Sheriff Vogelsang was actually helpful. He knew somebody who works in Champaign, was actually his wife's supervisor when she was a dispatcher over in Champaign, and he reached out to her and let her know this was going to be coming open. If she was interested, submit a resume when the time came. So we went through that process, and at the time when we were doing interviews, we were still at the position that it was going to be two separate positions, and the 911 systems manager was actually going to be an employee of the Emergency Telephone Systems Board, ETSB.
Okay.
We started doing some research and got some clarification from attorneys, and we discovered that since ETSB does not have employer ID, we could not be an employer, which would not allow that person to be eligible for county benefits or the retirement system the county's under and everything. So
did that throw a loop in trying to find somebody?
So we went back to going back to making it the two positions. They'll actually be co-employed by the county of DeWitt and the sheriff's office. That was done basically. They'll be in the sheriff's building and report day to day to the sheriff and the chief of police. Another reason we did that's how the union contracts were worded. So,
okay.
So this person's going to have a benefit policy. It's going to be approved by the county board probably next Thursday night, and get that signed off, and then hopefully They'll be starting. Tentatively, they're going to be starting on March 31st.
Okay, so you've got that person then.
Yeah, we ETSB and CENTCOM met Tuesday the 4th and approved everything that we needed to approve. An intergovernmental agreement between the county, the ETSB, and CENTCOM, how the payments and everything were going to work there. And this lady is actually she's a DeWitt County resident. Lives in Farmer City. Has been there for 2 or 3 years. She's been with MetCat over in Champaign since 1998. So
dumb question. What's MetCat?
That's the Champaign County Dispatch Center. Like we're CENTCOM, they're MetCat.
Okay.
So so she's been there since '98. Been a supervisor since the early 2000s. So we're getting somebody that's got a lot of experience in dispatch and with supervision.
Cool. Nice. Good deal. So when will that role be similar to what Tony did? Will it be the exact same?
It's going to be pretty much the exact same thing as what Tony was doing. You know, they'll be taking care of all the 911 stuff for ETSB. They're going to be responsible for all the equipment in the dispatch center.
Okay.
Whether it's a piece of CENTCOM equipment or 911 equipment, we're going to have one person in charge of it, so we know that hey, they can keep track of it and this and that, because there's a lot of stuff in there that needs to be kept up on.
There is a lot of stuff in there, yeah. So and you know, there's a lot of programs that Tony kind of introduced and oversaw at the same time. I'm curious, what has been the status of the 911 center in Tony's absence the last 2.5, 3 months now?
Well, he left January 13th was his last day. So we are shortly after he left, about 2 weeks after he left, our lead telecommunicator took a position somewhere else outside of public service. So we
really a lot of turnover.
Yeah, so we promoted a dispatcher within, and she's been doing the lead telecommunicator, and she's been doing the lion's share of the CENTCOM stuff. I've been taking care of a lot of the ETSB stuff, so we're just kind of been working together, muddling through. And then the ETSB also contracted with Tony on a personal services contract until we get this new person up and going. So he's at our disposal, you know, after hours from when he, you know, he's not interfering with his job at the city. We worded it that he's available, you know, outside of business hours. So between 4:30 at night and 8:30. You know, obviously we worked something out to where if there's an emergency and we needed him right away, then he could, you know, take phone calls or whatever. So
got it.
It's been working out pretty well.
So you've been so busy, you literally can't leave.
Right.
Can't take vacation.
No, I can't.
Wow. You and Sheriff Vogelzanger are just going to have to get away together or something.
I'll tell you, they ride me like a rented mule up there.
So when it comes to the future of that you know, that job, I guess, you know, talk about just maintaining stability, because like I said, Tony provided so much for many years. You know, just talk about how you hope to maintain stability there.
Well, and that was one of the things in the interview process. You know, we put together 4 people from the ETSB board to do the interview, and that was one of the questions that come up. You know, obviously this person's been in that for, you know, 27 years. You know, what are you looking at as far as time frame? You looking to stay here a couple years, you know, 10 years, how long? And she indicated, you know, she hopes to be here, you know, 6, 8, 10 years. So that's good. Gives us a little bit of stability. And
always kind of a tough question to answer,
I mean,
sometimes.
And you know, people, you know, we've had people when we hire, you know, deputies or dispatchers or corrections, I want to be here for a long time. Then other opportunities come up, and we can't fault people for wanting to better themselves. And I think this is a situation that she's coming in. We're down 2 dispatchers in CENTCOM. During the course of the interview, I believe she said that MetCAD, when they are full staff, they have 35 or 36 dispatchers, and currently they have 17. Whoa. So they are less than 50% staff.
How is your staffing?
We're down 2 there in CENTCOM. Wow. So you know, we're working on it, but we just can't get people to apply. We get people that do apply, then they have issues that come up either in their background or during the interview, that type of thing. So. You know, again, it's a struggle. We're fortunate that we had this lady apply. Her name's Karen Clevenger. You know, like I said, from Farmer City, we're fortunate that she applied because it's somebody that has a lot of experience and will be able to hopefully hit the ground running. And with the assistance of that, we'll probably keep that ETSB will keep that contract with Tony for probably a month or so after she starts, be able to have him at her disposal to answer some of these questions and show her where things are, that type of thing.
Yeah, man, it's been a busy time, it sounds like, in your office.
That's what it is, you know.
Very good. Very good. Well, Sheriff, anything on that we didn't touch on you want to put out there for us?
I don't think so. I mean, just anybody looking for work, we got positions up there. You know, it's pretty decent paying job. Starts a little over $21 an hour, I believe.
Yeah.
Great schedule when we're full staffed. When they're full staffed, they got a schedule that you get every other weekend off. So
there you go.
You know, anybody's looking for work, you know, contact us, and we'll.
Yeah, how do they find that job description?
As far as dispatch, we've put it on our Facebook page. Just go to our Facebook page and look at that. And I think we put something out a couple weeks ago. There's information on there how to get a hold of our right now our lead telecommunicators taking care of that, and you can contact her and submit a resume through email, and she'll get back with you.
Easy enough. DeWitt County Sheriff Mike Walker in studio with us. More to come with the Sheriff on the Morning Show.
WHOW.
Let's check the opening numbers now at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Thursday morning. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network. Corn, beans, and Chicago wheat starting the day in the green. May corn opening 4.64 3/4 up 4. July corn up 3.5, 4.71. December new crop 4.49 up 1 1/4. May beans starting today 10.11 3/4 up 11 1/4. July beans up 10 3/4, 10.26 1/4. November new crop 10.14 1/4 up 7 3/4. May wheat 5.61 1/4 up 7 1/4. July wheat up 6.5, 5.76, and September wheat 5.92 1/2 up 6 1/4. May bean meal 3.0580, that's up 5.60, and May bean oil 41.82. Up 14 cents. Opening numbers at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Thursday. Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
Good morning. I'm Helen McAlassie, and I'm running for mayor of Clinton. Improvement of the city's infrastructure is one of my priorities as mayor. This includes proactive and strategic planning. The design and construction of a new water tower, public safety facility, and city hall will ensure vital services for our community are supported and there when we need them. They're an investment in our future. Clinton is a great city, and when we all work together, we can move Clinton forward together.
Paid for by Michelasi for Mayor.
If the flu's got you down, the Warner Hospital and Health Services Walk-In Clinic Inside Family Medicine can help you feel better fast. CEO Paul Skowron inviting you to make us your backup plan to better health. Find out more by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. DeWitt County Sheriff Mike Walker, my guest in studio today. Sheriff, what's been keeping your office busy these days? I'm sure all this trying to find Tony Harris's replacement has been keeping you busy. Anything else on the radar, the docket at your desk? What's going on?
No, we're losing another deputy to the city of Clinton. In the middle of April, we got one of our deputies is going over there. So
who's that?
Tyler Tippett. He's been with us a little over a year. But he's
you've got I play up this turf war between you and Vogelzang, you and Ben Lowers.
Well, I don't know why people, I know why they go over there, but it's one of those situations where I guess we train him so well that he wants good people, But I mean, they got some better benefit policies and things like that, and this guy's able to go over there since he's had a little bit of time on and take advantage of their lateral transfer program, just like everybody's taking advantage of that. So, but on the flip side of that, we got a correctional officer who Aaron Agee, who had some opportunities at some other departments and all at the same time here, and he wanted to stay with us, so that opened up that position. So I offered him the position of deputy yesterday. He accepted, so cool. He'll be working in corrections until probably the 2nd or 3rd of May, and then he goes to the academy on May 4th. So okay. He'll start his 16-week training down there at McCletsy, and then get back and do the FTO program, and hopefully by end of this fall we'll have him on the road and good to go. Yeah. So, but you gotta wait all that time. So that's one officer you're down. It sounds like. Yeah. Fortunately, it's not going to hurt us a whole lot because we can adjust the schedule and keep things done. We've been fortunate when we're full staff. The way our schedule works, we've had 3 people assigned to each night shift. So it's helped us save some overtime. If somebody calls in sick or takes vacation, we don't have to replace somebody because we try to run with 2. So okay. So we're going to be all right. Our shift bid comes up in July, so we're gonna see how that plays out until shift bid time, and then see if we need to make any kind of adjustments to our schedule. Gotcha. So when it comes to like staffing and stuff, are you doing all right then? It sounds like. Yeah, we were at full staff on patrol, and then Tyler is leaving, so that's going to put us 1 short. But it's fortunately we haven't been where we were a couple 3 years ago, where my detective was working a patrol shift on day shift and doing his detective work. So we're still pretty good there. I know what I was going to ask you. So does that mean like you and Spicker, do you guys have to go out on patrol sometimes? Like you got to put that uniform on and be out on the street? Fortunately, not very often. Okay. I mean, it seems like I like to get out and patrol on occasion, but it seems like every time I get out and start patrolling and doing something, I get called back to the office. So, and same way with Rob, we try to get out sometimes. Inevitably, we get called back. Gotcha. Obviously. I consider myself a working sheriff, and he's a working chief deputy. If we get a hot call or the guys need help, we get out there, and in the winter when we have bad weather or we have a bad accident or whatever the case may be, we'll get out there. I know you're really active in the winter when there's bad weather. I mean, you know what? I've always been the type that I'm not going to ask my guys to do something that I'm not willing to do. So how can I have these guys get out there and have snow flying in their face and freezing, and I'm sitting in my office nice and warm telling them what to do. So that's just the way, it's kind of the way my parents raised me. It's the way my dad was when he worked part-time. He was in charge of a group down in Christian County, and that's the way he did it. So that's the way I feel. Some Michael Jordan stuff right there. I guess so. I don't know about that, but I think that Michael Jordan said that in that documentary. Did you ever watch that, by the way? I watched it, but it's been a while. Oh, man, it's so good. I've watched it like 3 times. It's so good. So good. Anyways, hey, I wanted to ask you, and I am totally blanking on the question while I think of it. Anything else kept you busy here lately? Well, I figured that'd be the case. You're getting a little older and you have a hard time remembering things. Wow, between you and Ben over there, the old jokes are flying way too much for my liking. I'll tell you what, you're a lot younger than I am, though. So have you remembered yet? I have not. Okay, I guess one thing to that I can hit on really isn't a law enforcement thing, but we've been having a lot of grass and brush fires here lately. Okay. Some of these fires that people are calling in are controlled burns. Mm-hmm. If people are going to do controlled burns in the county, call into our dispatch center, so we are aware of that. So then if we do get a call about somebody driving down the road and they see a field's burning and it's a farmer that's burning stuff off for whatever reason, we know that, and then we don't have to send everybody out there, or we can let the fire department know, hey, this is a controlled burn. Do you want to go or not? Okay. Yeah, and I remember what I was going to ask. Coming up next week, is the county board going to be taking up, or tonight at public safety? Mm-hmm. Are anybody taking up anything related to your office? No, in the next week or so? I'm going to give them an update on the 911 position tonight. It's just an update. There's no action. Next week at the full county board. On the 4th, when we had the ETSB meeting, we had Karen came. The board members wanted to meet her. Also had Joe Whitty county board chairman come be in attendance so he can meet her and ask any questions he may have had.
Okay.
So we wanted to make sure that he didn't have a problem and was okay with moving forward with this, because like I said, the county's got to sign off on, the county board's got to vote and sign off on this benefits package that we're going to be offering her. And he feels that it won't be a problem since the ETSB board is going to be recommending her and she's going to be doing the work for us. So that'll all be taken care of next week at that meeting. She is going to be in attendance. So if any of the board members have any questions of her, and then we can get everything signed and get moving forward on that. So we'll take a little bit off of the shoulders of our lead telecommunicator, and she can get back to doing lead telecommunicator work, in this new 911 systems manager / CENTCOM supervisor can get going.
Gotcha. Easy enough. Very good, Sheriff. Well, I'll tell you what, Sheriff, with that, about a minute left. Vehicles. You got any new vehicles in your fleet or anything?
Yeah, we got 2 that are sitting at our installer. We're waiting on new mobile radios. We're starting to cycle those out because the ones, our mobile radios are working okay, but they're not supported. So we're budgeting those yearly as we replace cars. So as soon as those radios get in, we'll get them over there to Meadow Public Safety over by Jacksonville and get those things installed, and we'll have two new Dodge Rams on the road. So.
Cool. New decals or anything like that?
No, it's going to be the same decal style. So, but
it's always hard to tell with your vehicles if they're new or not. I feel like with the dark colored ones, you can kind of tell if they're a newer model, but with yours, they're a little tougher to tell. Like, is that a new one? Is that just what they've been driving all these years? It's
hard to say. And we're kind of phasing away from the Explorers, getting into the 4-wheel drives because it works out better for us for what we do out in the county.
Sure, very good, Sheriff. Always good to talk to you, my friend. DeWitt County Sheriff Mike Walker in studio. Network News is now.
The Big 1520 WHOW Clinton, 92.3 FM,